Oh, who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? And to think, you have one more month until you're 1 year old. Hey guys, how's it going? John Peter here, and welcome. And as promised, this is a welcome to my Q&A video for the BoobTube Part 2. And with me, of course, and with me and here to assist me this video is my lovable little pup Remy here. Say hi, Remy. She's going to be helping me with the questions, and I'll provide the answers. Oh yeah, she's a lovable little dog. All right, so a couple of weeks back, I told you guys that after our 100 subscriber mark, I asked everyone to ask me any type of questions that you want, and I'd be willing to answer any of them. And luckily, I've got a few more this time around, which is pretty cool, pretty awesome. So, with that said, let's get this show on the road. Arr. Of course, hey, sit down, sit. I know, sit. So, wish I had the flush water. Okay, so, let's get this show on the road. First question comes from Enigma's Light, and that is, what are your goals for this year? My goals for this year is to be awesome, do what I can, and review as much content as I can. But also at the same time, I hope to, make my subscribership grow, make it expand a lot more, and also teach this little mutt how to properly sit down and teach her a few more dog lessons. Stop. But yeah, I do have some stuff in mind, but a lot of it's on paper, but nothing's ever concrete when you're having ideas on paper. So just you guys stick around and stay tuned. I mean, I also stick around and stay tuned, and you'll see what else I have in store for you guys. Next question. What equipment do you plan on getting with the help of your Patreon account? So, in case if you guys haven't didn't know by now, I recently started Patreon last month, which you can find in the description below, which I'll provide right here. And with that Patreon account, I hope to buy some new equipment, maybe a microphone attachment for my camera, like a boom mic. Helps reduce. It usually helps reduce the the wind when you're filming outside, wind noise, and also maybe a lens flare to reduce the bright lights whenever I'm recording. And green screen is a must. That's always a good thing when you're working on some new stuff. You always can have a green screen. Maybe a dog kennel for you, so you won't distract me every time or knock down my tripod. Yeah, that only happened once, but still. And Adobe After Effects. I'm still working on getting that one, but it's going to take a long time because it's pretty pricey. But it'll be worth it once I do get it. So yeah, I do have that stuff in. I do have some of those that stuff in store. I hope to get some more equipment, but a lot of it will not be possible right now unless, of course, I get some awesome support from you guys. And of course, with that support, there will also be some nice little benefits as well, for you guys in return. Next question. Do you have any other series for your channel planned? As a matter of fact, I do. Staying on topic with Patreon, I am still currently. I know I've announced my new segment, Getting in Shape, but it's still in beta testing. I mean, I've just been really busy with my job lately, and by the time my job ends, I get a good quarter of the work done at home, and I try to do as much as I can on a weekend, but I really just can't spend all day indoors just in front of a computer, and that'll pretty much just give me some serious health damages. Yup. Oh, it's a pot sticker. It's a pot sticker. Sit. Run from my camera. Why don't you? Yummy pasta. So yeah, apart from getting in shape, I got a few other ideas in mind. I might be starting back my other Sunday segment. My other Sunday segment, which I did, 5 or 6 months ago, which was Sunday GIF, where I just put together little funny TV or music stuff together and make it into a little comedy thing in less than a minute, which I thought was hilarious. I think the most popular one was either the Game of Thrones heavy metal version or the Ace Ventura versus Spider-Man bit that I made, which you can find right here. Oh, go click on those and check them out. But yeah, I'm hoping to get those back. Anything else in the near future? Well, everything else that I want to plan on doing, stop. No more biting. Everything else that I want to plan on doing, I don't want to spend all of my money on it, but I do want to. I even do have a Twitch account as well. I was thinking maybe somewhere down the road a future Twitch program as well, or a weekly Twitch show, play video games, watch me and everything else. But of course, that kind of stuff does cost money with a sound card and everything else. So I just have to bide my time and wait. But unless, of course, that could happen a lot faster, granted the Patreon support that you guys won't mind providing. Let's see what else is there. Next question. How do you determine which show you review next? So, as for my other half who reviews the shows, he usually has a system where he writes everything down on a piece of paper. When he and I first started the BoobTube, a year before it actually happened, we had to write down a whole series of videos that we wanted to review, and of course lately there's been a good chunk of good stuff out there, but that's mostly from our perspective. But we've been looking into other short films and short movies that people make. A lot of it has been pretty lame, but so we figured we can't have a review show series without some bad ones in there as well, so we throw those in there as well. There are some bad videos that my other half has been meaning to review. Excuse me 1 second. I'm back, and of course I had to put my dogs out. They were getting too distracted by the mailman coming, so you know how that goes with dogs. Alright, so back to it without any more interruptions or distractions. How do you determine which show you review next? Okay. So, me and my other half, we do one of two things. We have a binder paper. We have binder paper and a system where we just write everything down, what we see, whether it be movie. Sometimes when it comes to movies that we might review, we usually write those down and on a piece of paper. Web shows, short films, and YouTube channels in general, we write those down sometimes. But other times, we usually have the playlist section where we click the watch later, and we'll get to it eventually whenever we can. But right now, I have everything sorted out for the next several months on what to review next and everything else. So that's how we get things done. Number 5. How do you come up with the attire? Okay, so now we're talking. You're talking about the Magnetrex attire. So, with that, that's a kind of funny story. I kind of figured, when I saw other internet critics with their clothes, because the way I see it when it comes to review shows and internet critics in general is that they got their own style of how they make their own shows, how they turn out, how they present it as well, and they, of course, their own unique style. You got Doug Walker, who's a nostalgia critic with his appropriate attire, with glasses, hat, a loose tie, which looks pretty cool, like a stressed out late 90s critic or something, going from one movie theater to another. You got another guy named Angry Joe, who's like a hardcore gamer, and with that gamer, he's got to have the jacket and his love for Superman, and blah blah blah, and everything else. You got the angry video game nerd, who's got his style with the nerdy stuff, with him being the obvious nerd, but also just being always in his closet, basement playing the video games and getting frustrated and everything else. So everyone's got a unique style. As for me, I figured the best type of style is your own, and what I feel, and whatever you feel most comfortable in. And the way I see it is that I figured, the best type of attire is what makes you feel comfortable, and what makes me feel comfortable are blue jeans and something in a nice bright t-shirt. And in this case, red, which is a red t-shirt that seems pretty nice. I got these about a year or two ago over at the 2 years ago over at the Kohl's. No, I don't know. It was inside. It was one of those contemporary stores or whatever, and it was nice. A nice little t-shirt brand right here, and bright, colorful. They came with different styles. Usually have the red one. This is the same style, but it's a different type of color, which is orange. I got a yellow and blue one, which are pretty cool. Just something that pops out, I used to, hold on. All right, so you know what I said about interruptions. My apologies. Apparently, right on the, it seems like I got another package here, which is pretty cool. It's always nice to have like little appreciations here. Wonder what could it be? What I think it might be. Oh yeah, Falcon, Amiibo, Captain Falcon. Hell yeah, man! Fucking punch! Oh wow, what a coincidence this has to happen as I'm filming right now. Because it's funny because I got this as from one of the guys over at Channel Awesome after winning one of their Twitter contests, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, I'm gonna display the shit out of this somewhere in my house. But yeah, Channel Awesome, you guys rock as always. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so as for the attire, I wanted something that just pop out. Bright red colored shirt, blue pants, of course, generic thing. But I figured there's got to be something else to it. And I figured I also like wearing jackets as well, or in this case, brown trench coat jackets or something like that. So I had to shop. So the coat came around like a lot later, and this was before my initial color design. Before my initial outfit and everything else, and before I started my channel. I came across the brown jacket at a yard sale of all places, a garage sale. It was worn out, raggedy, jagged, but it looked pretty cool. I was like, yes, I gotta get one of those. How much for that? They said $5. I was like, awesome. And I knew they can repolish leather at dry cleaners. So before I started my YouTube channel, I took it to the dry cleaners, and they said, oh yeah, because it was genuine leather, we had to take it to another place so we can get it polished. I was like, all right. Sure enough, I got it back about a couple of weeks later for fucking $70. So, Jesus. So I make sure I make that jacket last and use it for every BoobTube episode I can. And the sunglasses, I just placed them on top because, when I started, I had my hair all over the place and matted all over the place, and it was just a big mess. So, but that of course changed when after I got my hair cut, which you can see made it a lot more normal, a lot more short. But I still kept the glasses around because it just added a little style to it, So look at that, sweet, fucking kick, fucking punch, fucking kick. Oh yeah, I'm gonna place this somewhere. This is gonna be hella fun. This is actually my very first amiibo. I like Captain Falcon. He's such an underrated character, and it wasn't until Super Smash Bros. Is when he really, came into the limelight. I was a big fan of his races too. Wow, so detailed too. Anyways, where was I? So yeah, that's pretty much it for the attire, and not much else to say about it. Let's see here. Number 6. Any special events planned this year, like a fan meeting up or something? if I had any more fans, dedicated fans, I would be more than happy to meet them up or take selfies with them. But in the meantime, I'm still a bit of a small timer, so it's not like I haven't gotten that, hey, how's it going, man? Oh my God, it's you. Actually, I got it like once or twice, and that was just from the local YouTubers. Not that there's anything wrong with them. They're all pretty awesome and cool as well. And can't wait for the day where I would just be like, oh my God, it's everywhere I go. People will be just like, oh my God, which that would be awesome, but that's a long ways away. Assuming if I keep doing this. I'm just going with the flow of things, man. Enjoy what I do and making some awesome videos and stories along the way. As for fan meetups, I do have a couple fan meetups or crossovers, because I've spent the last several months, ever since I started the YouTube channel, I've been mingling with all the other YouTubers through the internet and social media. I'm not going to name names just yet, but I do have a couple of crossovers that I plan on doing sometime in the near future. This month at least. Or no, I mean not this month, but in the next couple of months. So just stay tuned for that and see where it goes from there. You know, because I love to meet up with these awesome guys in person and do stuff with them, because it'll be really great, without a doubt. Alright, so that pretty much wraps everything up, but of course there's one more question Enigma's Light wanted to ask, and this is more of a ballpark question because he was just stringing out, you know, last minute questions here. Who is your favorite comic book character of all time? Well, as you know, I've been a bit of a comic book collector and a fan since I was a wee little lad, like 8 or 9 years old. Got me through some tough times and as a child and teenage years, and I just kept collecting ever since. There are some things you grow out of, but comic books wasn't one of them. My favorite of all time would have to be a team, which is the X-Men. I've always been a fan of them because they've always been related as outcasts. But out of all the superheroes on that team, I would have to say Gambit. Gambit is pretty awesome. He is the superhero. He is the personification of everything that I've always wanted to be, but I'm not. A lot of people tend to pick their favorite superheroes is that a lot of the time people's favorite superheroes are something or someone that is the complete polar opposite of them, and you envy them because of it, even though they are a fictional character. I understand that. But with Gambit, he was always awesome. Even in the cartoon shows, he was always my favorite. I always wanted to, when the X-Men cartoon shows from the 90s came on, I always wanted to watch to see what he was up to. But out of all the 70 plus episodes that they had on the 90s X-Men, they only had one episode dedicated to Gambit. And I was like, what the fuck, man? That's horseshit. But, you know, I kept following his comic books ever since. And I also have his first appearance as well. Uncanny X-Men number 266, which is a pretty sweet mint issue. And yes, I did enjoy reading it as well. On the paper and everything else. Let me tell you something. Comic books that were made during the 80s and before then always have that really good ink smell to it, you know, when it's been locked away for so long. But yeah, Gambit has been my overall favorite overall. Even though Marvel Comics has been kind of treating him like shit the last 10 years, but I'm hoping that I'm still crossing my fingers for a bit of a comeback or something good with him. Channing Tatum is working on that Gambit movie, which I don't know if that's going to be a success or not, but I'm hoping it is, but something tells me it's not. I don't know. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the Q&A and everything else for this time around. I will conduct another Q&A part 3 if you guys are interested, but that can only happen if my subscribership goes from 100 to, let's say, 150 subscribers. If we reach 150 subscribers, then I'll do another Q&A. Now, as an added bonus, I told you guys once before that I was a bit of a fan fiction dude and fan fiction writer and all that stuff back when the internet was still young and everything else. So I'm gonna give everyone here, all my fellow watchers out there, a bit of a challenge. If we can go from 100 subscribers to 200 subscribers before 2016 is over, I will read to you my fan fiction on video, which is quite a blast. Which, if anybody from the old Electric Fair days would remember, but it is quite a blast, and I will read my fan fiction to you guys if we reach 200 subscribers before the end of 2016. That is my challenge to you guys. If you can do that, I will deliver. If you can provide that, I will deliver. And of course, if you guys, once again, if you guys have anything to suggest for any future reviews or anything like that, feel free to check out the Patreon page, which I have provided right here. Any requests that you guys want for future reviews for me or for my other half to review, just make sure to provide a little something along the way, and I can guarantee you we will provide that request for a review, just so long as it falls within the YouTube. Just as long as the reviews fall within the YouTube page. I just want to let you guys know about that, because the program I use to download YouTube videos, I can download almost all of YouTube videos except for their paid stuff or paid content. But I can also do Vimeo sometimes. It's a little tricky, but anything else will be a little hasty. So, if you guys provide any monetary transactions and ask me for any requests, then I'll make sure to get to it as soon as possible. All right, guys. I will see you all next time.